Hey everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching as always. Had a guy come by. This guy I get quite a few things from, and fairly new Bilt 2-cycle leaf blower here. It's a TB2MB leaf blower. I bought for little to nothing, and it's not even like 3 or 4 years old. He pulled the pull rope out of it trying to start it. I think I can get it going pretty quickly. I think I'm just going to put a pull rope in it and voila, am shazam, hopefully it's done. So we're going to do that here in this video. It looks pretty easy. I wasn't going to buy it if the pull rope was in the front like some of the weed eaters that you see, but it's right here in the back, and so hopefully that jump start mechanism doesn't really have a problem when it comes to putting this pull rope in. We'll see. Let's try and get this in. Hopefully I got the right pull rope. If not, I'll order it and we'll put it in when it comes in. But as I usually say in each of my videos, this video is more of a narrative form. If you're looking for a quick how-to step-by-step, start to finish, it's probably not the video for you. However, if you like the process of getting things fixed, hopefully this is up your alley. If you have any questions about the video or about how any of the processes work here that I am doing, you can email me ellis@ellismowers.com, or you can Instagram or Facebook me at ellismowers09. I will do my best to answer. I go through a lot of equipment, so a lot of times I may not have a full answer to the question when you ask it, but like I said, I will do my best and give you a good effort. So let's go ahead and get started on this Bilt blower. I'll give you an overview and see if we can put a pull rope in it, and hopefully that will fix it. Here we go. Alright, so I've never had a blower like this. I'll give a quick overview. What it looks like, though, is that they trying to cheap out or streamline processes or something along those lines, because it almost looks like this is like a weed eater engine that they put the blower portion in the front of it instead of the old style, which I don't have one laying around here. Unbelievable with all the stuff I have in here. To where the pull rope is on the side and then it has like a side shaft. I don't know. Looks like it's a little bit more straightforward processes. Like I said, TB2MB, this is just like your $129 blower. I picked it up for 20 bucks. I figured I could get 80 for it if I get the pull rope in it. For all intents and purposes, this looks like it's going to be relatively easy. I hope it is. I really don't want it to not be. I think we got a myriad of T15 or T20s to take off here. 7 of them, and maybe this one right here in the middle. I'm not quite sure. And it looks like it just pops on right here. So I wonder if I got to pull this off or something along those lines. That's where we find the spark plug. I'm sure that's just fine. I might have to take that off, but I don't know if this takes the little string or the big string. I have some big string here. If I can't get the big string to work, I'll put the little string in. Let me get the T15s. We'll take, or T20s, I think. We'll take that off. I'll make sure before I cut the camera here. T20. Yes, T20s. We're just going to pull these off. I'll rejoin you here in just a second. Alright guys, we're getting to the fun stuff now I want to share. I've got all of them off. The ones that are on the back. Date of manufacture 6/20/18. So this thing is like 3.5 years old. You have 2 screws that go into the aluminum right here. Aluminum block or whatever you want to call it. The rest of them are these, or you got 3 of them, excuse me. The rest of them go into the plastic. They've got more coarse threads. Taking this screw off here at the back for the handle now. You have to take it completely off. There we go, and this handle should pivot, or can we get this off without having to Or am I missing another screw? I don't even know. I am missing one screw right here. Yeah. So you have 4 screws that go into aluminum. Or aluminium, depending on where you live in the world. Now, we've got to pull this off. Kind of looks like I've got to take this other handle screw off over here as well. And hopefully this will at least allow me to pivot it out. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, don't make me do this. Seriously? Trying to just pull this handle off. It's got like bushings or something. I guess I've got to take the bushings out. Now we've got another. Looks like the handle comes apart actually, and the two splits into 2. So I think if we can get it split, guess we've got bushings here, guys. So we're gonna take the bushings out. I don't have to do that, but it looks like I got to. Oh, I see. It's like got little knobs in it or something. You gotta take it out. Get it past these knobs. I don't know how well I can show you all this. What I'm trying to do here. I've got to get it past. Oh, I've got a couple of screws on this side too. I guess you got to take the top of the handle off. At least get it split for you. Hopefully none of this linkage stuff comes flying at me. So another coarse thread. Screws going in the plastic here. Should be able to pull this out now. Oh, of course there goes the throttle cable. We'll get that back in. Of course. Didn't sign up for this. Actually, I did because I bought it. Okay, that should allow us to get this off. Take that spark plug cover. That was a lot of effort to just get the pull rope off. Whew. So, he said the pull rope snapped. Let's see what we've got in here. Did it snap or did the handle just come off? I don't know. I want to take that off. Either way, we'll take some pliers. While I'm here, I'm going to take off these 2 screws as well, because I've got to get the choke back on. Figure out how that throttle went, or that cable that came off. Ugh. Oh, I see. It's like a, I see. It's like a grounding mechanism I've got to put back on. That's all it is. It links the two. Screw holes together at the top there, and just like that. Pretty much provides the grounding mechanism, it looks like, so that's not that big of a deal. Alright, this might be a bigger deal because I've got to figure out how to get this thing out without busting the spring on it, you know, because the jump start mechanism. And I am not taking this thing off. One thing I am going to do is grab some sort of marker or something to denote where this, okay, so it's the one, just the one right to the right of the spring latch here. That's where we're going to be at. Let me see if I can take some pliers and pull this old string out from this side. Because if I can, then I can just wind it up about 3 or 4 times. And we'll be good to go. Yeah. So it pulls out like this. So you're going to be turning it to the left. Just like that. Let me see if I can pull this old string out, and then I'll continue on and figure out. I'm gonna have to order some new string because I don't have string that small. Alright guys, I know the sun is going to be a little rough here, but we're going to go ahead and put the pull rope in. The thing is, how do we pull it out? We pull it this way, which means it's going to recoil the other way, just like that. So what we want to do, turn it to the left about, I don't know, 4 times or so. Take note of where the hole is to put the pull rope in, which it is, I had it earlier. Where are you? Wow. I guess I'm going blind, guys. There it is. It's right here. Right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll turn it about 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should be plenty of spring tension. Like I said, I just need to find the hole again. Which apparently is the hardest part of the whole deal here. Where are you? You don't have a good angle to look at it anywhere. And so it's a very, I guess it would be right here, if I had to guess. Right? It must be on this one, on this side here. Because we looked at it, and it was about in the same spot. Anyways, I will find the hole, and when I find the hole, we'll put the new rope in. I am going to get like a screwdriver or something just to wedge here so that it doesn't try to recoil back on me. So I'll do that as well. Alright guys, I got it on. I went ahead and put the pull handle on as well. I had to fetch one from the pile. You probably could stand, because this is the amount of reach that you have with what I did with 4 rounds. You probably could stand to do a couple more. This is fine. The hardest part is this hole is sideways in here. So you have to literally, this comes in at an angle and you have to get it in from the angle and then sideways. What I did is I already had the end burn off because this was the beginning of the pull rope. Ended up just kind of pressing the rope in and creating kind of like a little 90 with my hands, with my fingers, and I was able to slide it in there okay. Now, putting this back on, hopefully shouldn't be that bad. The hardest part by far is getting the handle to stay the way that it is. So, we'll slide it back on to the best of our ability. This spark plug boot goes inside. I forgot about that. And now we will just pops on like that. As you can see, we just did that. I can screw all the screws back in. Remember which ones go into aluminum. These are your fine threaded screws. The ones that go into plastic or coarse thread. No need to use an impact or anything. Just get your Torx bit and pop them in there. This we'll need to pull out enough to where we can get it. What I'm going to do is I put all this back together because there's a little, you'll see it, there's like a little rod that has 2 loophole ends on it. I think I showed it to you. It's been a couple weeks since I've worked on it last. You have to put it in these little slots. You have to make sure you get that together, push it on with the ground so the ground works. It's something with the shutoff. And then I screwed all the Torx bits back together because I just really didn't want to deal with it anymore after that. So what I'll do is I'll show you what I'm going to do to get this back on, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of it off camera. So I'm not going to do it too much. It's a T20. We're going to just loosen this back bolt up, or back screw up just a little bit to give myself a little bit more leverage there. As you can see, I'm just going to pull it out, slide this into place, let it latch in. Got to line up some bushings. The one on the right looks like it's particularly hard compared to the left. But once you do that, press everything back together. Put your Torx, screw your Torx back in. And I think this will come in when I screw this other T20 in here. This long screw. We'll try that. So it caught, that's good. Let's see if it'll pull it in with the bushing. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Yeah, we're good. So use that screw to push your stuff in there for your bushings. And that way you have a little bit, those bushings allow so that the vibration doesn't get to your hand when you're operating the machine. So just keep that in mind. And we'll just throw the rest of these on, Torx T20s, and we should be good to go. So I'll rejoin you after we do that. And then actually it'll be time to see if this thing will run for us. I just don't think I think the guy flooded it and got frustrated and pulled the rope out of it. So I hope so. It was running beforehand, so I hope it's still running now. See you in a couple seconds. All right, guys. Anybody want to hedge bets on see if this thing will run? I wish I'd have put more spring tension on the pull rope, because it only get a couple of pulls here, but let's prime it. Hey. That won't hard. Yes, it will. Awesome. This one's done. Hey. So it's not the most powerful thing in the world by any means. It's an entry level. I think they're like $130 at Lowe's or something like that. But I spent 20, put maybe 30 minutes in it, and probably sell it for 80. So ROI, you can do the math. That's it. I mean, this one actually does have an adjustable carburetor, which I'm kind of surprised because most of them don't anymore. Everything appears to be in good shape. Like I said, it's less than 5 years old. Little awkward to use, quite honestly. It just feels a little weird because it's a lot of your weight is up here. Like a lot of the weight is up here. This thing is heavy for what it is. But it does the job that it needs to do, I suppose. And that'll be pretty much it for this. Alright, so that wraps this video up. I hope I helped you out some here on this blower. I am pretty happy that the only thing that it needed was just put the pull rope in it. I was banking that it may be a little bit more, that he may have put the wrong gas in it, but it turns out not to be the case. I'm going to go ahead and blow the driveway off. With it starting right up like it did, I'm fairly certain that it's going to be just fine. But that's kind of how you do it. It's a little tricky, guys, a little tricky. The hardest part about it for me was two things. One of them was that ground wire with the 2 loops in it that you saw in the handle. It's inevitably going to come off. And then the other is just getting that rope into the actual pull mechanism itself. Once you get those 2 taken care of and cross those 2 hurdles, it's fairly straightforward. Otherwise, a lot of little bits and pieces and screws just to take off. A little bit more than necessary. It is nowhere near as bad as some that I have seen, though, so keep that in mind. Thank y'all again for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thanks for all the support as always. Remember, you can catch me online right here on YouTube. You can catch me, Ellis, at ellismowers.com. If you have any questions about any of the videos that you see on the channel, including this repair, I'll do my best to answer them. You can also message me on Instagram and Facebook at ellismowers09. And I'll catch y'all on the next repair. See you then.